Okay, here I am in Lacey Park in Arlington, Virginia, not far from where I used to play softball as a boy. Anyway, just wanted to talk about the idea, that our natural rights as human beings, which we think of as fundamental rights and constitutional rights, they are predicated on having a stable society that we're living in, and that you can make it better. You can do a better job of balancing economics with fairness or morality or karma or whatever you want to call it. Equity versus equality of opportunity, that kind of thing. But no one has a right to be born into advantage. No one has a right to be born into a particular time in history or century. Your identity develops wherever you're born. Your identity comes after the fact, although we don't know what happens when you're gone. So there are things that happen where normal rights that people basically assume are theirs, privacy and so forth, autonomy, agency, that kind of thing, sometimes are challenged when there's an external threat. A lot of problems people have are internal, the impulse control, and so forth, but a lot of times those actually come from how they had to deal with external problems in the past. So we need to have this discussion about that. The military draft with the student deferment system back in the 1960s, eventually replaced by the lottery. That's one example. And now the issue of people involuntarily being quarantined and isolated. Quarantine means you've been exposed. Isolated means you've been tested positive in the case of the coronavirus. What support are you entitled to? What if you lose income? What if you lose access to your what if you're running a business, you lose access to the ability to even maintain it online, or something happens? What if you're taken away from your ability to support it? Those are really important questions. So we need to have the fundamental discussion about that. One of the things, of course, is contact tracing. If we had had a good contact tracing system in place where everybody understood how it worked, if it was tied to your cell phone, if it was something like South Korea's or something, if everybody knew what their rights were beforehand and it was something everybody was taught, it would have been much easier to deal with the pandemic.